this cause so important to you?
Covenant House is a real difference maker in these kids' lives. So, I had a chance to see it firsthand. My old college roommate uh, used to be president of Covenant House, Kevin Ryan. And so, as GM of the Yankees, one day he called me and said, "You got to come down and see what these kids do." And once I did, he had me hooked and had the Yankees hooked. It's just a special organization that fills a vital need. Unfortunately, we're all, fortunately for us, we're all born into privilege where you take for granted that we have a good family dynamic, automatic roof over your head, and 3 square meals a day, and the school bus is going to pick you up and take you to school. Everything's kind of programmed for you, but there's a small population of kids that they weren't born into that experience, and things can get rather difficult, and they've wound up on the street with nowhere to go, safety at risk, not sure where their next meal is going to be, and that's Covenant House is here for that. We're here in many cities in America, also Mexico, Honduras, Canada, and to provide services like safety, housing, meals, education, mental skills, legal, everything and anything we can possibly do to support the kids. This is a support network, but the design is if you go through the program, those who get through the program now they can go out in the population and become earners, pay taxes, and pursue their dreams, get a job, build a career, have families, and we've had success doing that in a lot of cases, and it's really special to see what they do here. So this event, the Sleep Out for Us, raises a ton of money, and thanks for your coverage, a lot of awareness to drive traffic to covenanthouse.org to learn more about what these great people do.
And how would you describe a night out in New York City? The temps are going to dip in the 30s tonight, but you brave the elements like sleet, snow. What is a night? It's obviously a very powerful thing, this act, and a very visible. How would you describe kind of what a night is like?
It's brutal. I have no idea how anybody has to deal with this on weeks, months, years, whether you're a homeless youth, which what Covenant House does to support, or just homeless, period. And we, unfortunately, worldwide walk by people on a daily basis because we far too many times see somebody who's in the homeless situation. And I just can't even fathom it. Yes, so far we've had epic cold temperatures. We've had a blizzard we've slept in one night. We had mild temperatures in the 60s with mist and light rain. So I've dealt with all of that. And you don't sleep. You're sleeping in, at least you have a sleeping bag. But you're on hard concrete sidewalk. That's not comfortable. So it's not a good day, not a good evening. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. But we're here it's like running the marathon. We're doing it differently. We're here to raise the money by doing this, and we really appreciate the supporters out there that are allowing us. The Yankees are sponsoring me, and they've always sponsored me, so I thank them so many times. One year we had to sleep out at Yankee Stadium, which was really cool. It was a huge turnout. But it's a big event. It's a big event. Drives a lot of money to where it's needed the most.
It makes what you have to do this offseason seem a little easier. Maybe what's the biggest priority for the Yankees this offseason?
It depends. Like first order of business, we got Grisham in the fold, so that one of our big hitters and defenders is back. So that solves one area of our needs, but we have 2 big important free agents that left us. Grisham was one, Bellinger's another. We'd love to have Bellinger come back. I talked to Scott Boras yesterday about Belly and other free agents of his. I talked to Casey Close today about his free agents. He's got Kyle Tucker, amongst others. That's the nature of the beast in the winter. You play it out. You talk to the different teams. I had several conversations with teams today. Try to find a way to either make a trade or add a free agent and keep going and keep going and keep going. So the team that we had last year, which was really good on paper, but fell short of our ultimate goal, is now depleted because of free agency. So we got to find a way to at least get back to where we were, but the ultimate goal is to make it better. So got a lot more work to do, and and the whole winter to do it.
What might put you in terms of this bolstering your arms? There's a few Japanese names out there, a few Japanese pitchers. Is there anyone on your radar?
Nobody necessarily specifically, but yes, we have concerns in the beginning. Our rotations on paper are going to be really good when healthy, but we start the season with Rodon and Cole recovering from their surgeries, so they won't start probably till May. And because of that, obviously there's some vulnerability on the front end of the season with that. So if I can fortify the rotation a little bit, and you want to make sure the other guys stay healthy, that's always a risk. We got some good young pups pushing up, so you saw what Cam Schlittler did, but we got other guys behind the scenes that they're making a name for themselves, ERC, Lalane, to name a few. But ultimately, I think, yes, importing pitching both on the rotation and the bullpen. We lost Weaver and Devin Williams out of the bullpen to free agency, and those guys were important pieces to build bridges to get to our closer Bednar. So we got a lot of work to do. We got a lot of holes to fill.
With Tatsuya Demaya as one of the three prominent international
we're interested in players worldwide. You know, if they A, if they're interested in us, and B, you know, if we value them and like them a lot. So, you know, we took our best shots at Sasaki and Yamamoto, for instance, but fell short on those. But I thought we gave it a good try, but we're unsuccessful. But yeah, we'll be back at all these different markets. You know, like any team that's championship caliber, you want the best players playing for you. You know, no matter where they're coming from. So. And Japan produces a lot of great players, as does Korea.
And in your pro scouting meetings, what did you guys assess as your biggest strengths for the 2025 roster and some of the things you need to work on the most?
Well, the starting rotation, you know, was a plus for us all year. Didn't work out that way in the in the postseason because we're getting like 3 innings in and getting whacked. So I don't know what that was about. And the bullpen, obviously, we fortified, but I think it needs to be even more fortified. So pitching, it's always pitching first and foremost. You know, we're left-handed predominantly. You know, getting that right-handed balance to balance in on the left-handed side would be a benefit if we can make it happen. And obviously, you know, trying to get more contact in the offensive profile. Too many strikeouts at the back of the lineup. You know, the 7th, 8th, and 9th especially. You know, too many Ks. We're coming along with that. Now, it could be corrected with our internal guys just improving in that skill, or it can be corrected by importing somebody. So time will tell.
Right. Tested the free market. What was your reaction to him just signing the qualifying offer?
I'm sorry?
Trent could have easily.
Trent.
Trent Grisham is coming off a fantastic year. He could have easily tested the free market. What was your reaction to him just deciding to sign another deal with the Yankees?
I'm not surprised. Kind of thought 50-50 going into it. We made the offer. We wouldn't have been surprised if he turned it down because it's a very weak outfield market. But he's behind Tucker and Bellinger, and those will take more time. And once they get signed, then obviously that's when the vacuum of the teams that lost out would then, you know, start engaging fully. So he'd have to wait on that. So sitting at looking at $22 million, do I wait and bet on door number 2? So it was one of those, like, it was a close call. We made the offer because we thought if he takes it, we'd be fine. If he took it, that we'd be excited that he was coming back because we believe he's capable of replicating what he did this past year. But I wasn't surprised he took it. I wouldn't have been surprised if he didn't take it either. And I would understand both. I would have understood both ways.
And that domino falling into place, how will that kind of impact the Yankees' approach to free agent outfielders this offseason?
I mean, it gives us a little bit more comfort going in because now, instead of being the 2 outfielders down, you know, we have the kids, Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones. Now we have Jason Dominguez and Spencer Jones competing, and we have Grisham and we have Judge. Right? Before that, there was, you know, it was just Judge and the 2 kids, which was a lot of uncertainty. Now we have a lot more certainty, and so I can play with making it more certainty by bringing in another free agent if we can find the matches we want, or a trade, or If not, the fallback would be those worst case scenario, those two kids fight it out, and may the best person win, and see where that takes us too. Um, so Grisham coming gives us some security and comfort right now that one big piece is already taken care of, and the other piece is yet to be determined.
You mentioned that Trent Grisham 50-50 takes the offer. You think about the AL MVP race last week, and Judge coming home with his third award. But there was obviously a catcher out in Seattle that had a pretty good year as well. What was your reaction to Judge taking home the hardware?
I mean, I thought he deserved it. I know that there was a lot of players that had amazing years, but obviously when you do the dissect of the year Judge had, to me he was the one that should have won it. I didn't know how it would play out because sometimes it plays differently, but I thought the real winner should have been Judge, and he got it. So I tipped my cap to him, and I sent him a text immediately, and I wasn't surprised, but at the same time, you can't ignore what the catcher in Seattle did too. He had a hell of a year, something to be proud of. But anyway.